Hi everyone, I hope you're doing good. Happy Valentine's Day to y'all. How are you today? I'm doing okay today because the kids finally got me with the germs. So I apologize for my voice today. It's going to be a little hard because I have a little cold going. But other than that, I'm doing fantastic. Today is Friday and it's another day for a What Would You Do story with makeup. I already prepped my face by moisturizing and adding a primer. I use a new primer today. So here it is. Today's story title is When Fantasy Fades, Regrets Comes Knocking. Paul and his wife Michelle were from the Ivory Coast and they were both living in France. They live with their two little kids, Lizzie, 2 year old, and Nathan, 5 year old. Paul was the CEO of a financial company in France, so they were really well off. And they had a pretty decent life, like big cars, big house, you know. His wife and kids had everything that they wanted and needed. And you would say, friends and family would say that Paul was a very loving husband and a great father. Michelle was the oldest of her family. Because she was well off, she did not hesitate to send money to her siblings whenever they needed her to. She was really, really close to Elaine, her niece, her sister Sophia's daughter. She even considered Elaine as her own daughter, as she was Elaine's godmother. So she really loved Elaine. Elaine was a senior in high school. She was getting ready to pass her baccalaureate. We call it baccalaureate back home, but I think it's an exam that you have to take to graduate high school. Here, I think it's more like a GED or something like that. Michelle had promised her niece that as soon as she gets her GED or her baccalaureate, that she would help her get in France to go to college, and that she was also going to cover Elaine's tuition, the whole thing. That was fantastic for Elaine. She was excited and she worked really hard at getting her GED. I have to say that Elaine was a really smart girl in school. She was a straight A student and she was really determined to get that GED. So after Elaine graduated from high school, Michelle welcomed her in her house in France as promised. Everyone was so happy to have her around. Her little cousins were so excited to have her. Finally, a big sister in the house with them. They were going to play. I mean, they had so much excitement to have her around, including Paul, Michelle's husband. Things to know about Elaine. Elaine was young, confident. She was very smart and very ambitious. She was always looking good and well put together. She was always smelling good. And her aunts loved it. She loved the fact that Elaine was taking care of herself and that she was always smelling good and looking sexy. She even joked with her and asked her Michelle actually joked with Elaine and asked her when Elaine was going to bring her boyfriend home. And every time she was asking that, Elaine would say, "Soon, Titi, soon," as she was looking straight at her aunt's husband. She was finding her uncle very attractive, and sometimes she would even fantasize about him. Elaine was often wondering what being in Paul's arms would feel like. Girl, Elaine, what are you doing, girl? You little marriage breaker, you. She always thought that winning him would be winning the jackpot because he was well built, very attractive man, and on top of it, he had money. So there you go. Good motive to break her aunt's marriage. You don't even think about your aunt, girl. Elaine was playing innocent in front of her aunt, but make no mistake, she's been playing her uncle the minute she stepped foot in that house. Every time he would make a little compliment, she would say thank you, but you would see that stares that last a second too long, or she will be laughing to his corny jokes. Jokes like they ain't even funny, but she will be extended that laugh. Elaine. Paul also noticed what she was doing, and he was not indifferent to her little game. He started being caught in it. And next thing you know, there was a spark between the two of them. 4 years went by, and Elaine graduated from college. As soon as she graduated from college, she requested to leave her aunt's house. Michelle was very shocked by her niece's decision, but Elaine explained to Michelle that she had an opportunity of a school, internship in another city of France, and she didn't want to miss that opportunity. So Michelle was like, "Okay, well then, I want everything that is best for you." She went ahead and gave her her benediction and a little bit of moving money. That's how much Michelle loved that girl. I mean, she was just like a daughter to her. So yeah, why not? Months went by, and Michelle started to notice that Paul was becoming more and more absent. He was always going on an assignment for days, even weeks, and leaving her all alone with the kids. So Michelle decided to confront him, but he was always blaming his work. Bills were no longer paid for on time, if paid at all, and there was barely anything to eat at the house. Um, you have to also know that Michelle was a stay-at-home mom, so she didn't work. Paul was the only provider of the house, and he was making good money, so she had no, she just didn't work. She was just taking care of the kids. It was getting harder and harder for Michelle and the kids, and Paul didn't seem to care. He was just always gone. One night, Michelle was just at home trying to find out how she was going to put food on the table for her kiddos when she suddenly received a call of her best friend Monique. Monique would tell her that she had important video for her and that she needed her to be in a safe place. So Michelle was like, what are you talking about? I'm here, like you can send me the videos and end of the story. But Monique insisted that Michelle sat down before she could send the video. By then you have to know that Michelle had not seen Paul in more than a month. He had completely disappeared face of the world. She could not reach him. He did not send her money. So they were, Michelle and her kids were just living off her savings. So Monique sends the video, and goodness, what does Michelle sees? Paul and Elaine in a restaurant kissing. They look like a very happy couple. She was, you can imagine how crushed she was. She was devastated. She couldn't believe that the girl, her own niece, would do that to her. And this is why Paul was nowhere to be found. He had a relationship with her niece. Of all women, her niece, her beloved niece, that she was taking as her own daughter. Ah, men. Yeah, Michelle became hysterical. She started calling everyone, calling her niece. Her niece was not picking up. She was calling her husband. She even called her sister, Sophia, and asked Sophia that if Sophia knew about the relationship. And you know what Sophia tells her? Sit down, boy, guys. Sit down. You know what Sophia tells her? That it's because Michelle did not know how to treat her husband right that Elaine went ahead and grabbed her husband from her. Hey, huh? Hey, Jawala. Michelle tried again to reach out to Paul, and she was finally successful. Then she started confronting him about what she found out, and he didn't even deny it. He was like, well, yeah, I love her and I want to finish the rest of my life with her. Where? So on that note, Michelle knew that her marriage was over with him. She decided to take her matters into her own hands and take care of her two little ones without Paul. Michelle was a great cook. First, she started selling the food and was delivering it to people's house. And then little by little, she was able to open her restaurant. So life was doing good for her. She was able to pay her bills and take care of her kids. She hadn't heard about her husband in a while, but she wasn't too worried about it because she was like, whatever. He picked the woman that he loves, so whatever. I'm just gonna move on with my life. Dude, you pick your side. You decided who you wanted to spend the rest of your life with. So I wouldn't care about what he is doing, you know? Decided to walk away from her life, so be it. She was now happy with her kids, and she was able to properly taking care of her kids, bring food to the table, and put them in the best schools of Paris. So one day, Michelle was at home hanging out with her kids when all of a sudden someone rang her doorbell. So she's like, I don't know who that might be. I don't think I'm expecting anybody. So she goes to the door and open it. And who does she see? You guess right, Paul. He looked so horrible. He looked homeless. He looked not good. He looked sick and very thin. So she goes, what are you doing here? And he proceeded to tell her that he misses her and the kids that he hasn't seen in years at that point. That he misses her and the kids, and so that he has so much to tell her. So looking at him, she felt for him. So she let him in. After all, he was the father of her children. So she would give him a chance and listen to what he had to say. So he ended up explaining to her that he has been diagnosed with a disease that will require him to have care 24/7. And so that after he's been diagnosed with that disease, Elaine left him because she found someone new, someone younger, and she just dipped out. He couldn't work anymore. He couldn't do anything on his own. He could barely walk. That's how he made it to her house. Now here he was, begging Michelle to take him back because he was all alone and he needed help. So this is the story of Paul and Michelle. Tell me what you would have done in this kind of situation. Would you have taken him back if you were in Michelle's shoes? Also, this is the final look. I hope you love it. Don't forget to subscribe if you like my work and share. And tell me what you would have done in the comment below. Thank you so much. For now, I will tell you Happy Valentine's Day. I love you, and I'll see you later. Bye.